I'm on the one with the, you know, the guys like this and the hats. The children's the one right after the children sitting. No, after the children sitting. I think you went too far. Because you got it? Go back. It's right after. What if we build our communities around happiness and community well-being? It's the one right after that. Oh, it dropped out. Huh. Okay. So anyway, so this is up on the Balboa Plaza, where these two children from different cultures were sitting, enjoying that wonderful experience. So what we talk about when we go around the world is how this economic situation has actually afforded us more opportunities than we could ever imagine if we look at it that way. And what's happened, instead of going out and bringing developers in, we're now rethinking about our own community, about our local values and assets, about how we create authentic and public destinations. And one of the great things that's happened in the last 30 years, with Mike yesterday, we were wandering around the neighborhoods around Balboa Park, and you realize how much has changed just in the last 30 years in those neighborhoods. And so this city has grown from a city with a downtown and kind of floundering neighborhoods to a city of great neighborhoods with a downtown that needs a little bit of help. That Broadway Plaza at the end of Broadway on the waterfront is such an important thing. If I put your Balboa Park on the top 5 in the world, I would put your waterfront way, way down on the list of great waterfronts. To put a cruise terminal there is absurd, absolutely absurd. Go to Stockholm, go to Stavanger, go to Bergen, go to Oslo. I'll give you those. I'll give you another 20 cruise ship places, and none of them put it at the main destination in a city. None of them do. But they're at places they can come to enjoy the center of the city, not to spread out from the center with no center. So it's critical that you do that. And then finally, what is happening is that we're seeing a real connection between sustainability and placemaking, or green in the sense of place. So Holly White is this wonderful man who I never had lunch with because he was always out observing people at lunch, taking pictures, making movies. He wrote many books. He worked with Jane Jacobs. First person I met when I started PPS was Jane Jacobs, who came into our office and started a relationship between Jane Jacobs and Holly White and our objectives that have lasted for so many years. He said some wonderful things. Like, one of the best things about water is the look and feel of it. It's not right to put water before people and then keep people away from it. Benches are artifacts, the purpose of which is to punctuate architectural photographs. They're not so good for sitting. And you can see those hard benches. You don't sit on them for very long, but the one in below you do. And if you want to seat a place with activity, put out food. And if no one wants to go out to the park, no one is going to stop them. That's a Yogi Berra, a New York Yankee. So there are overarching ideas: comfort and affection, placemaking, the whole process of community, that the community is the expert, the power of 10, and zealous nuts. You are all zealous nuts. That's the highest badge of honor in a community from our point of view. And the more you have, the better the community is. There's absolutely no question in my mind about that. So comfort and affection. I won't say any more. If you only have a fire hydrant on that great walkway, the Prado, to sit on, it leaves something to be desired. There are a lot of ways to keep people off from sitting, and it's not so good to sit on your child. And when you get it good, this guy has 4 chairs to put his stuff on. And this is in Luxembourg Gardens, and look at what happens when you put a lot of chairs out. It doesn't really get better than that. And the flowers, and the chairs, the people, it's spiritual. And even in the rain, which you need, you have umbrellas, you can set it. These are public seats in Aachen, Germany. And when you get good places, you naturally get affection. And, you know, this couple sitting on a bench, or these 3 generations sitting up in Laguna Beach, all giggling on a bench. And then this couple, the older you get, the better the place is, the more apt you are to be affectionate. It's wonderful to watch an 80-year-old couple kissing. And then this whole idea of how do you design a bench? There's so much to this that I can't get into. But look there's one woman on each of those benches. And then a longer bench can have 6 people and a baby on that. So just the length of the bench has an impact on how people will use it. And then this, where everything can happen on one bench, in a lot of ways, is just perfect. So placemaking is a really big idea. It's very simple. When you think about a place, and just think about your favorite place within Balboa Park, it's about comfort and image, uses and activities, access and linkage, and sociability. And the darker green is the intuitive, or the intangibles. And when you think about a place, think about it in terms of activities and uses: fun, active, vital, spiritual, special, comfort and image, safe, charming, clean, attractive, access and linkage. Is it convenient, walkable? It's probably my mother. No. I got to call you later. Bye. I'm sorry. She did call a little while ago. She knows I'm here, so she wants to get me. And then sociability, welcoming, cooperative, and neighborly. So placemaking is a dynamic human function. It is an act of liberation, of staking claim, of beautification, and true human empowerment. It's also turning a neighborhood, town, or a city from a place you can't wait to get through to one you never want to leave. So the whole process about the community as the expert is critical. And when you focus on a place, you do everything differently. The whole idea of a community place-driven approach, where you define the place, you identify the stakeholders, you evaluate it, you have a vision for that place. The stakeholders are advisors. They add additional resources. The experts are a resource. They facilitate. They help implement the vision. You do short-term experiments, long-term vision implementation, and ongoing evaluation and improvement. That's a chart of how you can proceed to get to the year 2015 to create and expand this amazing park that you have. So the power of 10 is another big idea. And when we look at Balboa Park, there are some amazing destinations. There are at least 10 destinations in the